Hello, my fellow nail art enthusiasts and lovers of shopping. This video is going up later than I'd like, and it will be completely off the wall from my usual ones, so bear with me. If it's not your jam, you can either watch on mute just to see the products that will be coming in future videos, or skip it all together, and the next upload will be business as usual. As much as I would like to have you shop along with me in real time, that just wouldn't have been possible, as you'll be seeing. Instead, I've done a quasi-recreation, simply taking you through the process on screen of some of the different shops and items that I've purchased during the Black Friday weekend, many of which are now sold out as I try and record this. So I did have a different video of Lily Q polishes that I was supposed to post that I just couldn't finish editing, and the reason why will become clear. Instead, being that it was Black Friday weekend, I thought I'd bring you on my recent shopping journey as a nail artist and a person on the spectrum with mental health issues. Why would my conditions matter, you might ask? Because shopping isn't just excitedly buying an item or two when you're like me, and this year I had the perfect excuse. I decided I'm going to buy enough products at Black Friday prices to provide me with YouTube video content for the entire year, and I'll get to save so much money doing it. I mean, part of the reason I decided to start this channel is that I can't help but buy nail products that I truly don't need. This is as good an excuse as any to continue doing it while giving myself a free pass. Creating nails are truly my special interest, and it brings me so much joy to just check out new products and compare them, hoping that maybe it will help someone else out there to make decisions on what to get for themselves is an absolute bonus. Or heck, it may even help me get monetized so that I can continue buying more products to compare without going broke. So, at its core, it all begins about a week before Black Friday, knowing as I do every year that the biggest sales are going to happen during this weekend and I need to be prepared. It all starts out innocently enough, having made notes throughout the year of what caught my eye that I might want to invest in. The past few months, I started formulating how I would structure my videos around certain types of products, their comparisons, and the items I would want to get for that. For example, I knew that I wanted to try out nude rubber bases and see how they work differently than the sheer nudes that I get so frustrated with. I was excited to check out Korean gels for the first time and see if they lived up to the hype. I've been super curious to have a play with syrup gels and layering, as I love the marble and opal layer looks that these seem to achieve so easily. As we get closer to Black Friday, I start doing exhaustive research, comparisons, and overanalyzing every product choice, taking up endless hours, sometimes 16 hours straight, where nothing else gets done. Not work, cleaning house, self-care, eating, and even at the worst of it, sleeping. I always had the idea that Korean gels were so much more expensive than typical gel, and that made me shy away from them. But the more I looked into it, that's not quite exactly the case, but there is a caveat. So for example, one of my more expensive favorite brands is Luxapolish. They cost me around 28 bucks Canadian bottle, as long as I don't get lured in by the great looking deals from the US site that always end up costing me more than my Canadian supplier by the time they come across the border. The last order I put in specifically to take advantage of the free 3-piece bewitching set ended up costing me a small fortune to cross the border. After brokerage and all the other fees, I ended up paying for the free bottles and an extra $2 more additional per bottle. I would have saved a lot had I just paid for the set originally through my Canadian supplier. So once again, lesson learned. So I put in an order with SV in the States that will likely be around the same cost or more per bottle by the time they cross the border. The brand I currently have the most of is Madam Glam, as you can see, and they come in at around $16 Canadian a bottle, give or take, after the border fees. These, of course, are typically 15 ml bottles, which is standard in North America, pretty standard and very important for this particular situation. So all of that being said, going through the Korean brands, when bought in full collections, I found, for example, Yogurt Nail at $16 a bottle, Jinbi at $18, then Shomi, Myth Millo, Aurora Queen, and Fiote from $20 to $22 a bottle, Cat's Meat, Mayor, F-Gel, Divok, and Ho Ho Lee ranged around 23 to 26 Canadian dollars. And Tiny comes in as the big guy at 30 bucks. But, and this is a big one, the bottles are typically 10 mil standard size, not the 15 mil that you usually see in American brands. So in reality, only the lowest end pricing like Yogurt Nail Gin Bee and Show Me work out to kind of similar pricing as Luxe-A-Polish. A brand like Tiny compares at around $45 for a 15 ml bottle, which is quite the massive chunk of change. I've decided that I rather like the smaller bottles as I have such a large collection that I don't ever get around to using them all up, but the price is always still a factor. So now that I've spent endless days researching products and Black Friday is nearly here, I've given myself a budget and I've decided on the main brands that I want to try out. I'm bouncing back and forth between the 3 main suppliers that seem to have what I'm looking for and trying to plan out my shopping cart ahead of time to make sure that I get the best prices and still hit the minimums for free shipping. There's nothing worse to me than wasting money to have something shipped if I have the option of spending that money on even more products. So here's where things start to go right off the rails. I barely slept for the past few days because my brain won't shut down and comparing products and coming up with items that I should be getting. I can't be around anyone or concentrate on anything else but buying these products. I do have medications to help in these situations, but at this point I am now so completely manic that they aren't even putting a dent in the situation. And part of my dysfunction is wanting to have every single thing available to my special interest, which happens to be nails, even at the detriment of other things. So of course, I start making excuses of why I should continuously increase my budget. I also struggle with always having to buy complete sets, even if I don't like all of the colors, or I might already have similar duplicates. This is because I can't make what should be a simple decision of which colors to get, since I don't know if they're exactly like the ones I already have. I also feel this massive sense of unease if the set isn't complete, as my brain just needs it all to be there and nothing to be missing. What if the one color that I don't get happens to be the one that I'll end up desperately needing? Complete sets are often also lower each bottle price by $1 or so, and so the pressure of the deal and always wanting to save money winds up making me spend even more. So as the minutes wind down and the pressure builds, it's like redialing into a radio contest or refreshing your screen to get concert tickets. I start panic adding stuff into my cart, even if I'm not positive I want it. But just because I can't make up my mind, and at least I won't miss out on something great if I do get it. And by the end of it, I'm pretty much throwing everything that catches my eye into the cart, and my carefully curated list has now gone right out the window. I'm in complete full-blown mania, a runaway train with absolutely no way to stop it until it reaches the end of the line. This is not fun. I've not enjoyed any of this in any way. What starts out as a great idea at the beginning of the year to save some money and try out some new things descends into a hellish madness that I just can't wait to be over. And then as the sales hours hits midnight for different time zones, there's some breaks in between as I cash out one cart after another, after another, after another, feeling like I'm losing a small piece of my sanity with each checkout. Even before the last checkout is finished, I start to crash. And the guilt and buyer's remorse for losing control and going over budget starts to set in. Even though I've saved my nail shopping money for the year for this very moment, and I haven't put my household into jeopardy or gone into debt over it, I know that I've ordered way more than I planned and gotten things that I likely didn't need, and I'm already senselessly beating myself up over it. Instead of finally getting to sleep, now that it's finished, I'm so overtired and spiraling emotionally that it's another sleepless night, even with the use of all of my mental health training tools and meds. This time, I'm terrified that it was all for nothing. Instead of sleeping, my brain is running a narrative that maybe my videos suck and I'll end up quitting and I'll have spent so much money for no good reason. The guilt is eating me up and I keep replaying the shopping over and over and over in my head and feeling terrible for it. So the following few days, I'm a complete zombie to the point where I can't eat or even see straight, but sleep still won't come. So I just sit there and stare into space, and I'm totally, completely, mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted and burned out. This lasts for almost a week. It took before I could recover. It's rough, but the very most important part is that I'm aware. I know that even while I'm going through the hell of it, that it won't last for long, and that it's just a part of my conditions. It's exhausting and debilitating, but it doesn't define me, and it's just a small piece of my bigger picture. Thanks to intensive work that I've done over the past few years to learn about my conditions and how to recognize what I'm going through, I'm now able to explain it, for the most part, to friends and family, even while I'm in the midst of it, that it will be over in a few days or so, and just hang in there until I return. So once I finally manage to crash and sleep for a few days and hopefully start to get back into a self-care and proper sleeping routine, I'll be right as rain and start getting excited all the new goodies that will be arriving the next few weeks. So this time it's taken me about a week, but I'm now starting to feel like myself again, and I'm actually getting excited. So was it worth it? Hell yeah. I don't know how to do it any other way. And I can't wait to dive into all of the product comparisons and start trying them out on awesome new sets of nails that I get to show you. There's so many great things coming. I'm super excited and starting to get more excited by the day as I'm seeing those tracking emails and stuff starting to, get closer and closer to showing up. So hopefully I haven't completely alienated everyone with this video. It ended up being much more intense than I had anticipated, but I decided to just keep it real, and who knows, maybe for someone it'll really resonate and could be of some help. So either way, thank you for being on this crazy ass journey with me. And as you can see from just a sampling on the screen video, there's loads of new cool products coming to check out. I hope you stop by to watch them, and be sure to hit that subscribe button to keep from missing anything, and maybe help me reach that ever elusive 1,000 subscribers. So have a great one, and let me know in the comments which collection you'd love to see first. Don't know where I'm going to start with them, but thanks for letting me share this with you all, and don't forget to love your nails.